Um, Ever wondered what happens to the brilliant minds behind the world's most famous spy when they're no longer needed? Before we dive in, please remember to subscribe and hit that like button. Today, we are exploring a fascinating new chapter in the 007 universe. For decades, Q has been the quiet genius supplying James Bond with the tools to save the world, but what happens when the gadgets are put away and Q is left to face a mystery of his own? Award-winning author Vaseem Khan tackles this question in his thrilling new series, and the Khan was given a rare opportunity to expand the Bond universe with a spin-off series focused entirely on QC. And this exciting prospect, however, came with hefty dose of pressure, right? The thought of disappointing devoted fans was, as he puts it, a little daunting. Quantum of Menace, the first book in the series, isn't a typical spy novel. Instead, it's a clever blend of classic crime mystery and modern technology, falling somewhere between the gritty realism of Slow Horses and the cozy charm of the Thursday Murder Club. The story begins with Q unexpectedly ousted from MI6 and returning to his quiet hometown. He finds himself investigating the death of a childhood friend, a brilliant quantum computer scientist whose work may have attracted dangerous attention. It's a far cry from shaken martinis and international espionage. Khan's background adds another layer of authenticity to the story. And as business development director at the UCL Security and Crime Science Department, he's deeply immersed in the world of emerging technologies and their potential for misuse. This new series isn't about simply retelling familiar stories. It's about reinventing a beloved character, exploring his vulnerabilities, and giving him a chance to shine outside of Bond's shadow. And Khan's Q is a scientist who knows his own worth, but finds himself adrift in a world that no longer needs his particular skills. Of course, Q has been portrayed on screen by several actors, most notably Desmond Llewellyn and Ben Whishaw-Lassie. Khan's version aims to strike a balance between these iconic interpretations, creating a Q who is both experienced and technologically savvy. This Q is in his 50s, a bit older than Wish's youthful whiz-kid, but still capable of action. He's also firmly rooted in the modern world, possessing a deep understanding of cybersecurity and cutting-edge technology. The story also delves into Q's personal life, revealing a complex romantic history, the investigation into his friend's death leads him to reconnect with his ex-fiancée, a police officer with whom he parted on less than amicable terms. After all, even the most brilliant minds are still human. And in a surprising twist, we learn that this Q once had a brief workplace romance with Moneypenny, all under Bond's oblivious nose. It's a departure from established lore, but one that Ian Fleming Publications happily approved. The rules were simple. Don't upset the Bond universe and stick to elements established in the books, not the films. For example, early drafts mentioned Aston Martins, but those were quickly removed. Bond's car in the novels was originally a Bentley, and staying true to the source material was a priority. These small details ensured that the series remained faithful to the spirit of the Bond universe. That Quantum of Menace is already earning rave reviews from fans and critics alike, and the good news doesn't stop there. The next book in the series, The Man with the Golden Compass, is just around the corner with a sneak peek available in the back of the hardback edition. And Khan is clearly enjoying himself, playfully referencing classic Bond titles while forging his own path. The second book promises to further expand on Q's personal life, introducing a family member who Khan describes as his favorite character so far. Meet Mortimer Boothroyd, Q's estranged father, a retired historian with a prickly personality. And their reunion promises plenty of sparks and witty banter, adding another layer of depth to Q's already fascinating character. So what happens when a genius is no longer needed? Apparently they solve mysteries, reconnect with old flames, and argue with their fathers to a who knew. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time,